Hello and welcome back to Pride of All Europe TV. So, West Brom away, 2-0. What did we all think? First things first from me, the formation, the lineup. I think Van Gaal got it wrong. He started with Van Persie on his own up top. The reason for dropping Falcao, which I was very shocked about, the guy has just finally scored his first goal against Everton. He's given it that Falcao was jet lagged, having represented Colombia during the international break. Not really having that, if I'm honest. He hasn't played that much football. He was back with a fair few days before this fixture. I mean, if it was a Saturday game, I could maybe understand, but he got an extra couple of days. Monday night fixture. Went with Januzaj instead. Again, didn't really do much for me. He didn't go with the diamond. He went with sort of holding midfielder and then put Di Maria and Januzaj on the wings to stretch the game, and it didn't work. I'm not sure of the reason. I don't think it was to do with the midfield. I think Van Persie up front on his own becomes a bit of a ghost. He didn't do an awful lot. He didn't hold the ball up very well. He didn't really, he hasn't got the pace to trouble the back four of many defences. So West Brom's centre half Dawson looked world class last night, and he's not really a world class footballer. So I think Van Gaal got it wrong by not starting Falcao. But nonetheless, it was going into the game. It was what I would believe to be our first choice back four. And if you look at both of the West Brom goals, 2 shots, 2 goals, I might add. I mean, I know they had their fair share of possession. Every time they got round the back, they looked dangerous. But fundamentally, 2 shots on target, two goals. Luke Shaw was to blame for the first one. When you go in for a challenge like that, when the ball's in the air, you go for a challenge. If you're not going to win the ball, take out the man. It's rule one of defending. Gary Neville will tell you that. Jamie Carragher will tell you that. Any Sunday League defender will tell you that. If you don't get the man and you're that far, if you don't get the ball and you're that far up the pitch, go through the man. Take one for the team. But what's happened is he's missed out. Andre Wisdom's escaped down the wing. A lovely ball in. Sessegnon with a great strike. You don't save those. There's a bit of a cliche there, but you really don't save strikes like that. But Luke Shaw was well out of position. And the second goal again, Phil Jones being dragged out of central defence. Raphael 10 yards behind everybody else. He's kept him on side, and that Berahino has broke through and scored. So Shaw and Raphael probably to blame for the goals, but away from that, I thought Rojo looked solid. He's only been at the club for a matter of weeks. It takes time to settle in. It's a different lifestyle, it's a different environment, it's a completely different league, faster, harder. So in time, I think Rojo will look good. Phil Jones' first game back from injury again. I think given time, them two will grow to know each other's game and play well. That Berahino, we spoke about him before the game as the man to watch, and what a player. He looked everything that Alan Irvine has said he is. Not sure he's worth 30 million, mind you, but pace, power, skill, great finish. He had a lot of time to think about that when he was coming one-on-one with David De Gea, and usually when strikers have time to think about it, they do mess it up. So given the amount of time he had to pick his spot, and he done well, so you can't take nothing away from West Brom there. But if I'm going to be perfectly honest, I still think we should have won the game. We had the lion's share of possession. We had a lot of attempts. We hit the post. There was a lot of men behind the ball, and we camped outside their penalty area trying to look for a way through. The introduction of Fellaini was a masterstroke, I've got to say. If I'm going to be perfectly honest, I've not really been one to criticise him, because I didn't think he got a good run in the side last year. I think he was played out of position. I think he had the Wolves at the door from day one. They didn't want him there. As the big summer signing under Moyes, he was always going to be under a lot of pressure. And I think yesterday, coming off the bench, he showed what he can do. We still don't actually know what position he plays. Does he play central midfield? Does he play off the striker? He just wanders around aimlessly, like fouling people, muscling people off the ball. But what he did do was, he posed a massive threat. He's a big lad, he's a strong lad. They couldn't deal with him, and that finish reminded me of the reason we signed him. I went through my old tweets last night, and I done a little search for Fellaini in my keywords to see how often I've spoken about him. And there was something from August 2012 which says, what position does this guy play? How much would he cost? He's a beast. And that was after Everton beat us 1-0 on Van Persie's debut. And it struck a chord that he can do that. He can dominate games when given a chance. So I think last night will hopefully be the corner he needed to turn in his United career. We've touched on Januzaj already. Again, didn't do anything last night. I think he's not done himself any favours in the sense that last season he was fantastic. He burst onto the scene. Not many people had heard about him. He had a trick here, a trick there, scored a couple of world-class goals. So now every time he gets the ball, people expect. We've got to remember he's just a child. You know, he's come straight out of the youth team into the first team. I know he's played a couple of games for the reserves, but don't expect too much too soon from him. You know, same with Luke Shaw. There's a big money price tag on, big wages, but you can't expect him to be world class from day one. These are kids. Give them time to adapt to life at the biggest club in the world, and be patient, and they will come good. Van Persie, I said he looked like a ghost up front on his own. I don't know if he's disinterested. I don't know if he's finished as a striker. I'm not sure. He had a good dig last night with his right peg, which hit the post, and strangely that came when he fell back into the hole behind Falcao rather than playing up top on his own. But he hasn't got the same impact as he did when he first joined us in 2012. I know a lot of people say, and I also say it myself, was Van Persie ever that good? He had one fantastic season at Arsenal and then one fantastic season at United. But before that for Arsenal, and since then, you know, we don't really know. So was he a 2-season wonder, a bit like Torres? I don't really want to sort of tie him with the same brush, but it is beginning to look that way. For me, the man of the match was Daley Blind. I know he took a few pelters on Sky Sports saying he was out of position, but he didn't get much protection from anybody else in midfield. Herrera, he looked unfit. He bottled a few challenges, which made me think he shouldn't have been put in from the start. But you only get fit by playing the games. But for me, Daley Blind, he was always available for a pass. He never shied away from the ball. He always wanted the ball. He scored his first goal, which was great. It was a very, very good finish. But he does look like he's going to become a really, really important player for us. Looking ahead, Chelsea on Sunday. I can't even deal with that because they are a machine at the moment. They are on form. Mourinho has got them playing some fantastic football, but like, you know, we're Man United. No one fancies coming to Old Trafford, so I think we'll give them a good game. Hopefully there'll be a few more players fit for Sunday, and what we will learn on Sunday is if Van Gaal actually dropped Falcao because he was jet lagged, or if he doesn't believe he's his number one striker, because obviously with Rooney still suspended, Mata looked a bit lightweight last night, so you know, Falcao will certainly be over jet lag by Sunday, so it'll be interesting to see if he starts with him. But so last night my man of the match was Blind. If you disagree with anything I've said, if you agree, if you want to have a chat, follow me on Twitter. It's @NathonW. That's NathonW. Keep reading Pride of All Europe. You know, give all the boys a shout and the girls. You know, so subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.